Let's look at today's notes. So we are going to be looking at the point slope formula. So you should have already cut off the top that said leave blank, and that just leaves this strip of paper. So now turn it over on the other side, and we're going to do like a window fold. So you're going to fold this into the center, and then fold this one into the center. And you can also cut these dotted lines right here. So it looks like that. All right, I want you to open up your journal to the next page that we have available, the one that you're going to glue this on. So we can go ahead and title it and write what the point slope formula is. So the title is going to be point slope formula. The point slope formula is on our formula chart, which is at the front of our journal. So look at the front of your journal and look for that formula. This is what the formula chart looks like. It's at the front of your journal. I just got an extra one. So the formula is right here. It's point slope form. So we're going to write that at the top of our page. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. And get a highlighter, and we're going to highlight what we are going to substitute in. The spots that numbers will be substituted in are y1, m, and x1. So the m comes from the slope. So m equals slope. And the x1, y1 come from a coordinate on the linear function. So x1, y1. Remember, coordinates are x comma y. X is the first value, y is the second value. So let's look at our first problem here. Given the point and the slope, we are going to write in point slope form. So let's plug in what we know. So remember, right here is going to be a y1. So I'm going to put that right here. Right here is going to be the m. And right here is going to be the x1. So what is the y1? Huh? 4, yep. Because this is x1 and this is y1, so it'll be minus 4 equals, what's m? 1/2. X minus, what's x1? 3. So all we did was plug in the m and x1, y1. We can graph it. The way you can graph it is by plotting the point that you're given and then using your slope to do rise over run. So our point that we're given is 3, 4. So to plot that point, we're going to go over 3, up 4. So plot the point, 3, 4, and then do our slope. Our slope is 1 over 2. So we're going to rise 1, run 2. And then we're going to go the opposite way. So go down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2. See how it follows a straight line? Now use a ruler to make it a straight line and add arrows to the left and right. All right, now with your table groups, you are going to do the 3 problems on the inside. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to pause the video. You need to pause it. So whenever you're doing this one, make sure that you simplify anytime you have minus and negative. You do the keep, change, change. Minus and negative, which becomes plus, plus. So it's y minus 1 equals negative 3, x plus 2. So make sure you simplify and rewrite all of those that have a minus and negative in them. So let's look at this. This is how it should be. So everybody look at mine. If I haven't already checked yours, you're going to check and make sure you did it correctly. So this is a negative 1 slope. So that means it's going downhill, negative 1 over 1. This one is a positive 1 slope. So it's going up 1 over 1. And you need to make sure that you rewrite your equation. If it has a minus and negative, that becomes a plus. So just check your answers real quick. We're going to move on to the next part. So you're going down to this one. So this says find the point and slope. So we have y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So we're going to find what the slope is. Slope is the number out front. So circle it. So your slope is negative 5 on this first one. And then x1, y1. So x1 comes from here. The formula and the equation right underneath both have minus. So that means that x1 is positive 3. And then y1, both formula and the equation have a minus. So that means that y1 is positive 2. So we're finding the slope and the point on each one of these. So let's look inside. On here, I'm going to write the formula right underneath. So I have this equation, so I'm going to write the formula. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So I'm going to circle the m. M is 4, or 4 over 1. X1 is 2. Y1 is 3. Let's look at the next one. I'm going to rewrite the formula underneath. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So our m is 3 over 4. Our x1 is 6. Our y1, these are not the same because this says plus 7. How does this ever change to plus? If there's 2 negatives there. So it would be y minus a negative 7. So y1 is actually negative 7. You see how this, if this is positive, then you change the sign. The point is the opposite sign. Okay, the next one, y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. What is m? What's in front of x? 1. If it was 0, it would go away. So it has to be 1. Because if I do like this, 1 parentheses x plus 5, isn't that the same thing as just x plus 5? So this is 1. Tricky problem. All right, let's look at x1. So if we see x plus 5, what is x1? Minus a negative. Negative 5. And then y1, so that would have to be minus a negative 3 to make that plus. So this is a negative 3. Okay, the last one. Let's write our formula underneath. Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. What is m? Negative 2. Then we need x1. How do we get this to be a plus 1? Yep, they would cancel minus a negative. So that means x1 is a negative 1. Y1 is 0. I've seen on the EOC how they give the equation in this form and they say graph it. So an easy way to graph it is to find your point, x1, y1, and your slope, and graph it like we just did up here. All right, let's do this next section. Rewrite to slope intercept. What is slope intercept? What is it? Yeah. So I'm going to write that on my notes page. Slope intercept form is our usual form, y equals mx plus b. So we're solving it for y. So how would we solve this for y? What would we need to do to get this to say y equals? Let's draw a line down our equal sign. Distribute first. So let's take this negative 4, distribute it inside. So we have y minus 2 equals negative 4 times x, negative 4x, and then negative 4 times a positive 3, negative 12. So we're almost there. What do we need to get rid of to say y equals? Add 2. Where do I add this to? To the negative 12, because it wouldn't go with the x because they're not like terms. So I'm going to put it over here. Put it underneath the one that is like. So these cancel because negative 2 plus negative 2 is 0. So we just get y equals negative 4x minus 10. Okay, do the 2 problems on the inside. I will check it and then I'll give you your assignment. So we need to finish these last 2 examples. So in order to write in slope-intercept form, we need to solve for y. So if I know I'm solving for y, I'm going to put a line down my equal sign. So I need to distribute the number out front of the parentheses. Negative 1/2 x would just be negative 1/2 x. Then negative 1/2 times a negative 4. Negative times negative becomes positive. Half of 4 is 2. And then just carry down the left side. Then we want to say y equals, so we need to move this minus 3 by adding 3. And always put it under the like term. So we get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 5. Okay, the last example. Same thing, we're solving to write it into y equals mx plus b. So that means I need to take this 2/3, multiply it times x, and times a minus 6. 2/3 times 6. How do you find that? We can do it in our heads. What is 2 times 6? What's 3 times 1? 12 over 3 is 4, and it's still minus 4. Or you can use your calculator. And then we have y plus 1. We need to get that 1 over the other side by subtracting. So we get y equals 2/3 x minus 5. That's the last section that we're going to do on this. So you'll go ahead and glue this in, and you have an assignment. So it's on paper or it's on Google Classroom. You can do it on Google Classroom if you would like.